Evening, everybody. I hope this holiday season finds you happy and healthy. This is kind of a test for my live streaming skills. I have a podcast, Older But Stronger, so check that out. But I also wanted to do some live streaming just to test it out. I'm an old dog, continually learning new tricks, and wanted to do something around the holiday season. This is not necessarily a magical time for everyone. And for those people, I'm going to talk a little bit about gratitude and a little bit about breath work to help move you to the other side. Um, we are, in fact, I believe, perfect creatures, but sometimes the pursuit of perfectionism or the imposition of perfectionism, where we are never good enough, is the thing that is always going to hold us back. So breathe into it, and like my shirt says, did you breathe on it? Hopefully this will help you get to another place. The breath is something that we do unconsciously, but it's also the thing that if we take conscious control of it, we can change our emotions and mindset. It's the best tool for that. For those people who can't meditate, the breath provides access to that kind of meditative state. It improves digestion, it improves sleep, it can improve your energy. And I've been going deep into breath work. I began many years ago learning what's called pranayama in the yogi tradition with a guy named David Swenson, who was my Ashtanga yoga teacher. I've since learned from some incredible people like Dr. Belisa Vranic and Francesca Sipma. And I'm going to be including more of it in the work that I do in whatever kind of last act I have here. At 63, there are not too many acts left. So I'm going to hopefully bring a breath work to the people who need it. One thing I would like to note, gratitude practice, something I came across recently around gratitude practice. There's a guy named Andrew Huberman who talks about the brain and neuroscience. And he pointed out research indicating that what we normally think about the strength of breath work doesn't come from showing our gratitude towards others who have done things worthy of gratitude, worthy of our gratitude. Personally, I would like more of that to happen, but he contends that the research shows that what's even more powerful is if you think of a time where somebody expressed gratitude for something you had done, that there are certain regions in your brain that fire off more dramatically if you think about acts of gratitude uh, directed towards you. So give that a try. And if you can't, you can also then imagine somebody being grateful, showing gratitude towards somebody else. That either of those two things are more powerful than just uh, writing down what you're grateful for, why you're grateful for it. Okay, so just some interesting research, I thought. So I'm not going to go too long on this because it's an experiment. I didn't schedule it. Some people may be on, some people may be off. But I'm hoping that people will find it if they need it. And I'm hoping that the universe or spirit directs people to this who need it. So a couple of the techniques we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about, one is called alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to urge you to just try it, right? Some, because it's like, that doesn't work. But if you're not trying it, you got nobody to blame but yourself. It helps to calm and center the mind. Um, it keeps us from regretting the past, feeling anxious about the future. It can help therapeutically for circulatory or respiratory problems. It releases accumulated stress. There's a guy named Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, who wrote a book called The Body Holds the Score, or Keeps the Score. And that a lot of our trauma, um, we can't cognitively work our way out of, that it's embodied, and we need to do certain things with movement and breath to release that trauma, to release those emotions so that we can function at our best. um, Alternate nostril breathing helps harmonize left and right sides of the brain, and maintains body temperature, and it depends how woo you want to get with it, helps purify and balance our energy channels. So if you need your energy channels balanced, this is something that would be good for you. So in order to start alternate nostril breathing, you want to close your right nostril by placing the thumb on your right nostril and breathe out gently through the left. Now inhale through the left, and now close off the left nostril with the ring finger of that same hand. Remove the thumb on your right nostril and exhale through the right nostril. Now inhale through the right nostril, close off the right nostril with the thumb, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, close it off with the ring finger, exhale through the right nostril, inhale through the right nostril, close it off with the thumb, exhale through the left nostril, inhale through the left nostril, close it off with the ring finger, exhale through the right nostril, inhale through the right nostril, exhale through the left nostril. Now, I'm not going to take you through, although if there's some demand, once people see this live stream, most likely recorded, I can walk you through the process. We'll do it together as a group, because if we breathe together, I believe that we'll all be emotionally, physically, and spiritually healthier together. But if you're doing this on your own, do it like 25 to 30 times. So it'll take about, I don't know, 3 to 10 minutes, okay? And try to do it on an empty stomach. And it'll also help your digestion for anything you're going to be eating in the following of your practice. The next one is something called bellows breath. This is a little bit more energetic. And as I look through my notes here, it's a mood lifter. This one is a mood lifter. The box breathing, the alternate nostril breathing that I just showed you, those are more for balance and relaxation. This bellows breath is more for energy. It activates the sympathetic nervous system. So at the danger of too much information, we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. Within that, there are people who divided it using what's called vagal theory. And we have the vagus nerve, which comes down from the bottom of our skull and moves throughout our body down into our torso. And vagus comes from something about wandering, like vagabond, whatever, the wandering nerve. And it controls a lot of our operations around digestion, relaxation, and so forth. So one of the things we want to do as we move through our day is we want to be open to people. Generally, there are times where you have to shut down, and that's okay. But generally, we want to be open to people, and that comes from the parasympathetic state, and more specifically, the ventral vagal state and ventral vagal part of the parasympathetic nervous system. And certain breath work helps you with that. Alternate nostril breathing is one of those kinds of things. And then we go into sympathetic. So think of it as a tree with the ventral and parasympathetic at top. Then sympathetic, which is the fight or flight. And at the bottom, another part of the parasympathetic is dorsal vagal, where we're just kind of collapsed, frozen, not moving, shut off. And that's the one we don't want to be in. Sometimes the sympathetic nervous system is important if there's an activity that we need to get energized for, a threat, a danger, then the sympathetic nervous system kind of kicks in. But we have kind of a Paleolithic nervous system that functions in a digital world, and that can create a lot of dysfunction for us. We take on average 17 to I think 25,000 breaths per day. Most of them are dysfunctional, both in terms of the physiology of how we breathe, but then also in terms of the rate at which we breathe. So this bellows breath gets you in the sympathetic state. So if you're feeling a little bit down, this is one to try. So you bring your elbows down to your rib cage, loose fist close to the shoulders. So you're going to have inhale, arms above the head. and then exhale. The exhale is active. You want to fully exhale. Most of us don't fully exhale, which makes it harder throughout the day to take a full breath. Um, and you're going to do this 15 to 20 times. So, and you want to do that 15 to 20 times. You might feel a little lightheaded. You're getting a lot of oxygen in. You'll notice your mood lifting, and you try to do it in 3 sets. Don't do it to the point of passing out or anything. Do it either before meals or do it just 2 hours after. And so if you're tired or experiencing low levels of energy, then that bellows breath is the thing to do. So I think I'm going to stop there. If you have any questions, you see my email up on the screen. I don't know which direction to point in. This other stuff behind me, you'll see are my exercise rings and bands that I use to exercise, because this is pretty much where I stay most of the day for a variety of reasons. My own self quarantine for my own health in so many ways. But if you have any questions about any of the breathing techniques, I got a bunch more. There are some breathing techniques that are kind of transformative and even more therapeutic that will take you into kind of a trance state. So if you're ready for that, let me know about that. But until then, thanks for joining me, either live or recorded. And again, if you have any questions, you see my email up there. If you see my name, there are not a lot of hot Hagemans around. I'm easy to find. And until then, breathe well and stay gorgeous. Bye-bye.